Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another session of Heartfulness at Work. Last 2-3 times when we met, we were speaking about how heartfulness can be effective, and we have also seen some of the techniques. And one of the techniques that we mostly repeat is the meditation technique or the practice. So today we will try to do something a little different. We will try to do something to do with an emotion. So it's also another technique. It's a very simple technique which we all can try. And what is this emotion that we are going to look at today? I think most of us face it. It's fear. So when does this arise? When we perceive a sense of danger or separation, this fear steps in. And the normal reaction is we either fight it, or we freeze, or we go into the flight mode. That's escape. So this is a very important response which's been with us since civilization. It helps us to, shape ourselves, shape our personalities, and it's also wired into our nervous system. So it's mainly a defense mechanism. So on one way, if you see, it plays a very positive role because it warns us of the danger, it protects us, it helps us to stay on the right track. So if we know that, this is not a right path, I mean, it's not very comfortable, then we stay away from that. So it kind of acts like a protection. While on the other hand, sometimes what can happen is if there is too much of this fear, this emotion of fear, of course, the extreme thing, it goes into phobia, where there is fear of almost everything. But sometimes these things can even prevent us from, doing our best or putting out our best potential. It can prevent us from that. It also has an effect on our physical, our mental, and our emotional well-being. So we have seen that sometimes, there is a difficulty in our breathing. You feel the panic, you feel a sense of losing control, a lot of negative thoughts, overreaction. So all these can be some of the symptoms of fear. So what are some of the techniques, that we can try to adopt so that, this fear does not become a hindrance, but becomes, we can use it in the right way. So what we can start with is definitely by observing and understanding, what are the situations which trigger this feeling in me? What is the memory or what are the situations? What are my worst fears? So just, at least mentally try to make a note of them, maybe in your journal or whatever you maintain regularly. And that itself is the first step to identify what is it that triggers this emotion in you, or what is it that causes this fear to come back. Fear, the first thing that happens when we are scared or when we face this fear emotion is that it rises in the energy field of the heart and the mind, and then in the body. And then it leads to action. And those actions can be, like we mentioned before, it can be either you fight the situation, you freeze, or you flight, you run away from the situation. But what we offer here in Heartfulness is a simple breathing technique that can also help us to, calm down these automatic nervous systems. It's called the parasympathetic system. So when that starts calming down, we feel that we are able to think clearly. So what we are going to do today is we are going to try two things. One is, how do we get rid of fear immediately by this left nostril breathing? So what we are going to do for that is, again, relax ourselves and then close your right nostril, okay, with your right thumb. Okay? And smile while you breathe. And slowly inhale and exhale only through your left nostril, deeply from your abdomen. And we do this for 9 times. So we're going to try this. And you can also try this when you're actually in the situation of, where you face this, where you're faced by fear or something like that, those emotions. So here we are just going to try this out so that we get trained to use this technique. So let's all sit comfortably. Let's relax ourselves. We can keep our eyes closed. Close your right nostril with your right thumb, like this. Have your smile while you breathe. And breathe in through your left nostril and breathe out through your left nostril. This is 1 time. Repeat this for 9 times. This is the 5th time. This is the 9th time. Now you can gently open your eyes and observe how you felt. You can try this in situations where you feel there is a sense of fear, there's emotion of fear coming up. You can try this. You can encourage your children to do this before they have this examination and this fear popping up. So this left nostril breathing is open to everybody, and all of us can try this. It's a very simple exercise. From here, this is just to calm ourselves, to clarify our thinking, so that we know that in an eventuality of fearful situation, what are we supposed to do? But how do we go ahead and eliminate the cause itself of fear? And that is enabled by another heartfulness tool called the cleaning. And so we are going to try that technique out today. So before we do that, again, I would request everybody to feel that your entire body is relaxed, keeping your eyes very gently closed. You start from the tip of your toes and feel that this healing energy from Mother Earth is moving up all the way up to the top of your head. And your entire body is now feeling completely relaxed. In this relaxed state of mind, keeping your eyes very gently closed, just follow the instructions. Imagine that the divine current is flowing from above you. Draw this current down to your heart. Now let this current move towards your left shoulders and then let it descend down your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your wrist, your hands, and then flow out through the fingertips of your left hand. While this is going on, think that all the heaviness, complexities, impurities, and fear are going out of your system along with this flow. Continue this process for 2 to 3 minutes. Again, While this process is going on, just feel that this divine energy or current, which is flowing from above into your heart and flowing into your left side, starting with your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your lower arms, your wrist, into your hands, your palms, and your fingertips. And as this current flows, all the heaviness, complexities, impurities, and the fear is just going out of your system with the aid of this divine current. Now gently taper this flow, and once again draw this divine current from above your head into your heart, and let it continue down through your left torso, through your left thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, your feet, and your toes. And as this current flows through your lower torso into all these lower regions, all the heaviness, complexities, impurities, and the fear is going out of your system with the aid of this divine current. Again, gently continue this process for 2 to 3 minutes. While continuing this process, just stay with the idea that this divine current from above is connected, is flows into your heart, and from there flows into your left torso, into your left thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your knees, into your ankles, your feet, and flows out through the toes. All the impurities, heaviness, complexities, and fear are flowing out of your system with the aid of this divine current. Stay with this thought and gently taper this off, the flow of the current. Once you have done that, bring your attention to the right side. Once again, allow the divine current from above to flow through the right side and be connected to your heart. And the current from the heart flows through the right shoulders, into the right biceps, right elbows, right lower arms, your wrist, your palms, out through your fingertips. And as this current flows, all the heaviness, complexities, impurities, and fear go out of your system through your fingertips. Again, stay with this thought for 2 to 3 minutes. Now gently taper the flow. Once again, feel that the divine current from above is flowing into your heart, and from there it flows into your right torso, into your right thighs, into your right knees, into your right lower legs, your ankles, your feet, and flows out to the toes of your feet. And along with this current, all the heaviness, complexities, impurities, and fear flow out of your system. Once again, stay with this thought for 2 to 3 minutes. When you are doing this, and when this heaviness is flowing out through your right feet, pay special attention to your right toes and allow all the heaviness settled to be removed out of your right toes, the right big toe. Once again, gently taper the flow of the divine current. And now affirm yourself. End this with an affirmation that all the complexities, impurities, heaviness, fear have left your entire system, and its place. You are completely cleaned of all these fears and complexities. And its place, you feel a sense of purity and simplicity, which is being restored in your entire system. Stay with this feeling for 1 or 2 minutes. And now you can gently open your eyes. So what we saw today was 2 simple techniques. One was called the left nostril breathing, which comes as a quick aid to, calm down the parasympathetic nervous systems. And the second one was a fear detox technique. So what we can do is we can, keep our journals and try to note down situations where we have felt this emotion and observe if these techniques which we learned today help us to deal with those emotions. So thank you once again for joining today's session, and we will meet once again tomorrow, and have a nice day. Thank you, everybody.